Kate's Crafting Corner, and I am here for a yarn-related update. It's been a while. I think I've only done one episode because I keep combining them, but for once I have way more yarn content than I do cross-stitch, and that is because I haven't had a ton of crafting time, and I'll go ahead and get into the reasons why and kind of life updates right at the beginning, and then I will go into my whips and all that. So if you watched my cross stitch videos, you'll know that my dog Gracie had puppies at the end of February, and they are going to be 8 weeks on Thursday, and that's the time we're supposed to be considering rehoming them and stuff, and I am just a complete emotional wreck about it. I've had one complete meltdown already. It feels like a piece of me is being ripped out, and it's really hard to deal with right now. So the puppies have been taking up a lot of my time. I've been spending a lot of time with them. We taught them the stairs. We take them outside to play in the backyard. They're awake longer, and so they're very playful. And so I just spend a lot of time with them. And yeah, I've sacrificed a lot of crafting time to spend time with them. So that is the main reason why I don't have a ton of crafting done. The other reason is because if you followed my channel for a little while, you know that a couple times a year, I think, well, 3 times for sure, and we're considering upping it to 4 times this year. I am a host of a 24-hour readathon, Dewey's 24-hour readathon, and I will leave the link to the blog down below. But anyways, so that is coming up this weekend, actually, and I have spent basically all my non-dog free time dealing with that. So I have to get together volunteers, I have to create blog posts, I have to just do a ton of stuff like that, and it takes up a lot of my free time for about the month or 2 before the event. And yeah, my husband doesn't really get it. He says he does, and he is as supportive as he can be, but he's always like, oh, is this turning basically into a full-time job? You're not even getting paid for this. And like, I get that, but I'm also really passionate about reading, and so it's also kind of frustrating because it's like, not everything you do that takes up your time you have to be compensated for, and that doesn't make it any less valid. But I think that's a concept that's harder for men to understand, that you don't get monetary gain from everything that you spend a lot of time doing, even if it is like behind the scenes stuff, boring stuff, like, you know, someone has to do it, and you enjoy the fruits of it. So that's just my opinion. But anyways, so yeah, I have been spending a lot of time on that. So because of that, oh, someone came to visit us. Hi there, James. This is Jamie James. Oh yes, he is a kissy boy. Yes, he is. He's a wild little kissy boy. You want to say hi to the camera, James? Say, I am James, named after James Potter from the Harry Potter books. Yes. So we have James and Lily, and then we have Samwise Gamgee and Rosie Cottontail. Where are your siblings? You have the hiccups. Anyways, yeah, so I spend a lot of time with these little babies, and they lately have not been visiting me up in the craft room, so yeah. Here we go, buddy. He's got the hiccups. Poor guy. Oh, excuse my leg. So yesterday was 90 degrees here in California, and it is hot. And I just turned off my overhead fan to film this because otherwise it like affects the light but so yeah. As it gets later in the year, it is going to become even more difficult doing these because it's so hot and I do not deal with heat well. Like, I just don't. And 90 degrees in April is insane. But anyways, so I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the readathon. Spending a lot of time doing that. And so I'm going to leave the link to that below. One fun thing that we do for the readathon every year is my co-host Gabby always creates a readathon bingo board. And I will link directly to the bingo board, but I printed it out. So in order to cross off a square from the bingo board, you just have to read 50 pages. And that 50 pages can count towards multiple squares. So the bingo board is something I always really enjoyed trying to get a black out. I've only managed it once, and that was last year. I have not spent much time pre-planning for it yet, so I'm going to need to do that this week, pick out some books and how I think I can possibly get a black out. She put in some new things this time, like to make your own bookmark, and so gotta start being a little creative there. But I am really looking forward to doing this, and it's an event I'm passionate about. If you want to join, like I said, I'll leave the link to the blog. There is a place to sign up to be a reader. You don't have to do it, but it just kind of lets us know how many people are participating. We're at about 850 right now, and we really like to see that number get over 1,000. It just helps us know that we're not wasting our time putting together this event. And during the event itself, which starts at 5 a.m. Pacific time and goes till Sunday 5 a.m. Pacific time, but during the event there's a new post on the blog every hour. There are mini challenges, which are going to be things like, since I have the inside scoop, I know what most of them are. They're things like dress up like a person in a book you're reading, or to create a haiku. No, not a haiku. To create a sentence using titles of books, or I mean, there's just a bunch of different ones. There's a new one every hour, so that's really fun to do. There's also a Goodreads group, a Facebook group, Twitter. There's a lot of people who use Twitter. I think Gabby's putting together an Instagram challenge. So there's just a lot of really fun aspects, and I really encourage you to join. You do not have to read the full 24 hours. Trust me, I rarely ever am able to. I used to try more, but now I need sleep. But even if you only read like 30 minutes, we still count that as participation. So just sign up and just try to read a little bit. It's good for your brain, and audiobooks totally count. So yeah, that's just my little plug about the readathon. And also to go with that, I do intend on vlogging that day. I have attempted this multiple times and have failed significantly in the past and just never put it up. But I'm really going to try to vlog it again and try to get a video up on Sunday, possibly Monday. So that would be 3 videos in 1 week, which is a lot, but I hope to be able to do that. So anyways, that's enough about the readathon. If any more little puppies come up and visit, I will show you. If not, I will try to insert a couple clips at the end of this video. They are just so cute and so much fun. But let's get on to the yarny things. Hang on, I need a sip. So, first off is my Coziest Memories blanket. Now, this is one I have made a ton of progress on since I showed you guys last. everyone that has one of these orange clips, except for apparently I forgot to put a clip on this one, has been worked on. I might need to pick a different color next time because they're not really showing up. But these are pretty much mainly Year of Mini skeins. I think this one's really fun. This one I added today. I think this one's really pretty as well. It's a lot of fun, and when I first started this blanket, it was tedious and difficult, and for a long time it stayed with just this 4x4 patch. Like, I mean, almost a year probably. And then I just really got the hang of it, and I started doing the weave and Steven for the ends, so I would weave them in as going, and it just, now I love doing it. I mean, it still takes me almost 2 hours to do a square. I am definitely a slow knitter, but I have added so many squares to this blanket, and I'm just obsessed with it. And you know, I don't actually always love the scrappy look of things, but I really am enjoying it with this blanket. So, I don't know if I'm going to show an update on this every week because, sometimes it's just going to be like one square, so I might wait a few weeks, but I did have a lot added, so I figured I would show you guys that. The minis then, so I have 2 different year mini sets. One is from last year, and I work on those and I put them into a Bits and Bobs Afghan. This is the Bits and Bobs Afghan from Kay Jones, and she and her husband are the Bakery Bears. I love their channel. I'm way behind on it because I've just kind of gone through this phase where I'm not really watching new knitting or cross stitch videos. I don't know why. It's just I go through phases. But anyway, so I'm behind. But anyways, so this is where I am at on that. I have added 3 full colors. I do have a few mistakes, so just ignore those. But this is what I have done since my last update. This is a little time turner, like from the Harry Potter series, Progress Keeper. Anyways, I love this. It's so squishy, and once I got the hang of the pattern, it was so fast. Well, I use the word fast relatively. It takes me, again, a couple of hours, 3, 4, to add in one color, but it's mindless. That's how I'll put it. It's really mindless to do. It's all knit stitches. It's no purls, which is fantastic. And so, yeah, I'm really enjoying that. You hold the yarn double with your mini skein and one color of solid that you use throughout. So this is Knit Pick Stroll in Dove Heather, I believe. And I'm going to need a new one soon. I've also started using balls for the first time instead of winding into cakes, like 20-gram cakes. And I am kind of really obsessed with balls right now. A few Christmases ago, one of my sisters gave me this yarn holder, but I just always wound my yarn into cakes, and so it wasn't until I started using these mini skeins that this really became useful. And I've discovered that it can hold about a 50-gram ball, so I'm now obsessed. Like, I wish I had more than one of this. So then I could do 2 at a time socks and could put one in a ball in each and that type of thing. But for now I only have the one, and the yarn that's in here right now is the one that I just added to my coziest memories. But yes, if you have scraps and you want something to do with them, I definitely recommend this Coziest Memories blanket. It's a lot of fun. Very relaxing. So the final project that I've worked on that I have to show you guys is my granny stripe. So we are now in the 5th week of spring, and I have added the other 4 weeks colors, and while I'm editing this, I'll add in this week's color, which is the last square I just did on the Coziest Memories. But I am loving how this looks. I really am. I think the colors are going together so nicely, and I'm just really enjoying this. I'm so tempted to start a truly scrappy granny stripe blanket, because of course right now I am using the 2021 Year of Minis, and this is the spring collection. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is a sparkly yarn. The other one isn't, but they offered a sparkly yarn this year, and so I decided to try that, and it is so pretty. My one concern is that I measured this, and this is about maybe 3 inches. And so I don't think that 52 weeks worth of yarn is going to be long enough. So I might have to start finding other sparkly yarns to include, but that doesn't take away how much I'm loving the project as it is right now. I did think about ripping it out and putting less stitches in, but I am really happy with how long I have it. So, well, this is it double, but it's enough that like 2 people could cuddle under it on a couch, or you could wrap it around your shoulders nice and comfortably while trying to get warm on a winter's day, or things like that. I'm really happy with the width, so I didn't really want to change that. But yeah, so I am loving this granny stripe. I might become addicted. I don't know. When you think about the cost of a mini skein, I mean, they do become ridiculously expensive little blankets, but I mean, this is like gonna be like a $300 blanket, I think. Oh well. It's the joy it brings you, right? But yeah, so that's the last of my whips to show you guys. I do have 2 future starts to share, and that the first is today, April 19th, is my sister Kirsten's 31st birthday. So happy birthday, Kirsten, if you watch this. And we did a family Zoom game night for her birthday this weekend, and she finally measured, I've asked her for over a year now, she finally measured her feet and her son's feet so I can make them socks, and she picked out a pattern she liked. So I will be starting this tonight, hopefully. I'm hoping to finish the stripe of color in my granny stripe, and then to cast this on. And this might become my predominant knitting project this week, just so I can get some decent start. She and her husband and son live in Germany, so I'm aiming at this for more like a Christmas present and get it mailed out towards the end of November. But still, I need to work on it. So she chose the Dunbrock socks from Kay Jones with the Bakery Bears, and I printed this on like the economy usage of ink, so this isn't as nicely as the picture really looks like, but these socks are so pretty, and I wanted to make a pair for myself, so I get to figure it all out with my sisters and then do it for myself. This is the yarn she chose. Apparently, my sister, growing up, decided instead of rebelling against my parents, she would rebel against me. We are less than 2 years age difference. And so anything I liked, she hated. And over the last few years, she started to tell me things like, you know, green really is my favorite color. I just hated it because of you. Like, things like that. I don't know. Stupid things that, I don't know. Like, but so green is apparently her favorite color now too, which I fully support because green is the best color. But so we picked this one from my stash. I don't actually have a lot of greens in my stash, but we think the Dunbark socks will look very pretty in this. So I'm really excited to be able to make that. My sister has nice and skinny feet, which I do not, which means for once I'm going to make a small size pair of socks, so they should knit up faster. The other future start that I plan on starting really soon is for my nephew. He is 6. Yeah, I think he just turned 6. And so he actually asked me for a pair of socks like almost a year ago as well. So bad aunt move on my part. When we were talking together, he also wanted green because green is his favorite color. This is what we kind of picked out. However, when I was looking through my yarn, I remembered that we'd picked out this one before and I'd actually wound it up. So they're really similar, so I think I'm going to go with this one for him and leave this in the skein. But, so I will be starting this. We picked out my sister picked it out. This, kids sock pattern by Spud and Chloe. It's called Rib Socks for Kids. It's a free design by Susan B. Anderson. And so it's just a striped ribbed sock. And what I'm kind of hoping, and we'll see if we can make it work, is that I'm hoping to be able to get a pair of the 6 and 7 age and the 8 to 10. So that when I send these, when he grows out of the one pair, because his feet are kind of big, and when he grows out of the one pair, he'll have another pair. And since it's getting shipped internationally, it'll just, we don't have to worry about that. So I'm kind of hoping to get 2 pairs of socks for him and the pair for my sister done by Christmas. I asked her if she wanted a pair for her husband, but she didn't really get back to me, so I'll ask her again later in the year, and then I can just ship that out at the end of November and hopefully have their presents. So that is just that kind of update. I have a small stash update, and then I do have a giveaway at the end. I meant to mention that at the beginning, but I forgot. So if you've made it this far, there's a giveaway coming in just a few minutes. So this is stash that I've acquired over about a month. So there's 4 skeins. I know that there's a 5th, but I put it away because I've actually already filmed this once, but then I didn't have time to edit it, and I said things that wouldn't make sense timeline-wise. So I really need to get this edited and uploaded tonight in order for things to make sense. So I don't have to refilm it again. Like, I even went back on the Coziest Memories and put back in all of the stitch the light bulb markers so that I could show what I had done. Like, ugh, I really need to get it uploaded this time. Okay, anyways. So, the first one I have to share is my Yarnable from April, and it's called Stormwatch. and it is a really nice grays, black, purple. And I am going to make something for my aunt out of this. These are her colors, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to get it for her. I did end up skipping this month with Yarnable. It's a pretty tonal pink, but I have a ton of pink, and I'm also hoping to buy a fabric pack that's mermaid themed as a present, and then make it into a quilt for my husband's youngest granddaughter, and it's about the same in price. And so I just figured instead of buying the Yarnable subscription for this month, I would get that fabric instead. I haven't actually placed that order yet, but I will be doing it soon. I just have to decide whether I want 10-inch squares or if I want 2.5-inch strips. So I kind of need to pick a pattern. I would normally go with the 2.5-inch strips. My main concern with that is that there are mermaids on this, and like I want there to be full mermaids in her quilt and not just like decapitated ones or with their body all cut up. And so I figure that it might be easier to guarantee that happens with 10-inch squares, but I haven't picked a pattern out using that. So I'm still like toying with what I'm going to do. I did get the 10-inch squares for the Peter Pan theme for her brother, and so I could obviously make the same pattern. So I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. But then the other thing with this fabric set is that only like 3 or 4 of the fabrics have the mermaids, and the rest aren't like showpiece type of prints. And so yeah, maybe what I'll do is buy the 2.5-inch squares and then buy enough yardage of one of the mermaid prints to do like a border or possibly the background, but that gets really pricey when you buy enough of a fabric in a background. I mean, not a background, a backing. I mean, that's usually like, I don't know, $60 at least. And we're talking about lap size, because you got to get like about 4 yards at about $12 to $15 a yard. So, yeah. I might just get enough for a border, and that could be really pretty. So maybe that's what I'll do. Now that I've talked it through with you guys. Anyways, so yeah, that was the update with this Yarnable subscription. I love it, and I don't think I'm going to look at an unboxing because I don't want to know what extras I'm missing out on this month. But yeah. So the next one is my Harry Potter subscription. They had to change the name of their club because of copyright, I guess. You can't say you have a Harry Potter yarn club. So now it's like Wizards and something. I don't know. It's always pretty stupid to me. Gracie's here. Yeah, it's pretty stupid to me, but what are you going to do? But anyway, so this was the one for movie 4, and it's called Task 1 Dragons. It's a little bit more wild than I prefer. I'm thinking possibly I could get away with it for a Christmas yarn. There is a bit of pink, but that's mainly like, I think, red that bled a bit. I mean, there's a lot of green, and then there's some gold. So maybe it can work as a Christmas yarn. This, to be honest, is not my favorite. But I will find a use for it. Next up, we had the Hermione's Yarn Club that I'm in from Storyweaver Yarn. So this was April's, and it's called Studying the Stars. And I think that's really pretty. And then, so Storyweaver is based out of Canada, and her shipping is always about $10 to $11. And she had another yarn that I really liked the look of that wasn't like a club yarn or anything like that. And so I decided to add it on to my purchase with the April's Yarn Club because it only took shipping up by $1 more. So it was kind of like saving $10 in my opinion. That's how I viewed it. And so while this one is not part of the club, it is called Butterbeer. And this is what it looks like. I think that's really pretty. However, when I was looking at it on the website, I thought it was a lot more of the dark color because I was looking for darker for my own pair of Dunbrock socks. But I think this is lighter, and I just would prefer a more like solid tonal. However, I'm gonna find a pair or something to do with this. I think it's so beautiful. So I have no regrets about getting it. It's just not gonna be for what I was getting it for. So, and that is my stash enhancement section. So as one final section, we have the giveaway, and the reason for the giveaway is because I have surpassed 750 subscribers, which is so amazing. I'm so excited about that, and I honestly did not think it was going to happen because, let me tell you, I was plateaued at like 720-ish for almost 2 years. There was even a point where it dipped down to like 702. And so I was like, well, my channel is trending downward. I'm never going to reach 750. And I mean, that was fine because I don't do these videos for that. But like, at the same time, it's a little discouraging and disappointing. But I mean, I love the subscribers that I have. You guys are fantastic and you leave me such nice comments. And so I was totally fine with that. But then when it started to trend upward and then it passed 750, I was truly blown away and excited. And so since I have split my channel into two kind of groupings, so yarn type stuff and then cross stitch stuff, I know the majority of my subscribers are because of cross stitch. However, maybe there are some here because of yarn. You know, you don't know. I don't know. And so I decided to do two giveaways. One will be on this yarn one, and it's going to be a yarn related giveaway. So I will be including not this one, but this is the style of a project bag that I will make. This was the first project bag I ever made, and so since then I've changed the dimensions. I make them a little bit wider and a little bit shorter, but this is the only one I have that I've made, so I thought I would share this one. So I will include a project bag, a skein of yarn. This one is Anna, it's called Anna Gilbert. It was a mystery skein that I actually got two of because this one got lost in the mail, and Katie from Story Weaver Yarn was kind enough to dye me up another one to replace the one that got lost in the mail. And then wouldn't you know, the day after this one arrived in the mail, like the day after the other one arrived in the mail, the first one arrived in the mail. So I told her I would give one as a giveaway. So this will be the other thing included, and then I will include some other random things, some like stitch markers and probably a progress keeper. I'll just go through my stash. I think yeah, a little lotion bar. It looks like this. And it's in a container, so you can just drop it into the bag. But anyways, so you are completely able to enter both of my giveaways, both this one and then the cross stitch one that I'm hoping to get up on Wednesday or Thursday. I just ask that if you enter both or either, that you actually participate in that craft medium. So if you don't actually knit or crochet or weave or whatever else you do with yarn, then don't enter the yarn one. It's not really fair for those who do actually do that. And on the other end, if you don't cross stitch, then don't enter the cross stitch one. It's not fair. So to enter the giveaway, leave a comment below and tell me a project that you like to make with yarn. It doesn't have to be what you'll make this with. Just tell me one that you like. If you want to tell me the name of the project so I can Google it and add it to my wish list to make, then do that. I'm always looking to be enabled. But yeah, that is the giveaway, and it's gonna be open for let's say 2 weeks. So the first video into May is when I will draw the winner. And so Debbie, if you're watching, who won my first giveaway that I still haven't mailed, I will be mailing yours at the same time I mail the knitting one and the cross stitch one. And I will get all 3 out at once. All 3 of them will have a bag involved, so I have to make those. And I will hope to get it out by at least the middle of May. And then if I hit another milestone on this channel, there will be another giveaway. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing right now, and I hope you enter. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching and supporting me. And now, enjoy a few clips of some cute little puppies. Bye! Playing and exploring outside, James decided this massive stick was the perfect size, so he dragged it a little while. Hello! Rosie the grass eater. Fighting over a stick because there aren't others. We have to fight about this one. Sammy? Sammy Sam's is missing. Probably over by the door. In the pink we have Rosie, and in the purple we have Lily. This is Samwise Gamgee. He's a big boy. And this is Jamie, or James, and he's cuddling a toy. And this is a corner where they all like to sleep. They're all so cute.